Hey guys, get ready with me as I talk about how I chose me surviving a domestic abuse relationship. So, I was coming out of a 12-year marriage to a pastor. This is not the relationship where I had the domestic abuse, but it ties into why I chose to stay or try to make this domestic abuse relationship work or viable. For those of you who know, sometimes in a small community church, the pastor is kind of seen like the holy one, the God, and people gravitate to their pastors, and sometimes they truly dislike the pastor's wife. I never said I was anyone's first lady, never tried to be. I was just happened to be married to that pastor. Long story short, that led to a lot of emotional abuse in that relationship. So after 12 years of marriage, I met this gentleman, and this is where I experienced the domestic abuse. The first red flag was in conversation with him. He said, I love to spend all of my time with my woman, the person that I am in love with. And I initially thought, oh, that's cute. But immediately my mind did wonder, well, why? Why do you want to spend all of your time? Don't you want guy time? But I really didn't focus in on it when I should have, because that was a red flag. So we went on a date, and he happened to leave his charger in my vehicle when I was leaving, his phone charger. And from the date, I decided to go to the hospital to visit my nephew who was in the hospital. And weirdly, he drove all around the community and the town looking for me and for the charger. I thought that was just kind of odd, and he was extremely mad that he couldn't find me. Of course not, because I was in the hospital. So he drove all around town and surrounding areas looking for my vehicle. So after a couple of hours of being at the hospital, I came home to find someone enraged and very upset over a charger. So that was another red flag. Just yelling, just acting like I was like, hey, it's only a charger. So he didn't want to let me go in my house because he was like, where you been? And he just swore up and down that I was with someone else. I'm like, this is weird. We're like just in a few weeks into, maybe a month or two into dating or seeing one another. So that was another red flag that I should have focused in on. But again, coming from the relationship or the marriage that I was in, I did not put a lot of focus in on it because I didn't want to be seen as someone who was promiscuous, or seeing all kind of different people. So I tried to make that relationship viable or work and just see the good that I thought that person had, but he really didn't. So oddly, he did calm down and apologize for his behavior, and things were going smoothly. So we continued in the relationship, but other little red flags would come up that showed that maybe he's not as stable as I thought that he was. There's a lot more to this story, which I will have to tell you in another video. But if you're experiencing domestic abuse in any way, shape, or form, know that you deserve better. And the first flag is the red flag, and that's the flag that you should choose you and depart out of that relationship. Stay tuned for my next video where I'll tell you more about the relationship and how I got out.